Elliot Rodriguez in the CBS 4 newsroom. We are following breaking news right now in the city of Miami. This is a chase that we have been monitoring here from our assignment desk for the last half hour. It is happening in the city of Miami. Let me get you the last address that I have. Northwest 14th Avenue and 32nd Street. The information we have is that Miami police have been following that car with suspects inside, and somehow those suspects are involved in a homicide case. Again, this is a chase in the city of Miami. The signal from Chopper 4 went out there for a moment, but we got it back. The chase is in the city of Miami, Northwest 32nd Street and 14th Avenue. You can see the Miami police car right behind.
This is a 7 News special report.
Good afternoon. This is Alex DePrato live in the 7 Newsplex 7 Skyforce over a police chase that's underway right now in the city of Miami. Police are pursuing this red Mercury. As you can see, plenty of police officers behind this vehicle right now in the city of Miami. At last check, we got a report that this was 34th and 14th Avenue there in the city of Miami. We are going to keep 7 Skyforce there over this scene. As you can see, this is going at a very high rate of speed on the streets of Miami. It's unclear exactly why they are pursuing this vehicle. The 7 News desk has several calls into both police in Miami and also the Miami-Dade Police Department to figure out why they're pursuing this vehicle. But no doubt a very tense situation on the streets of Miami at this hour as there is this police pursuit that is underway. This is going north at this hour at 62nd Street and 14th Avenue there in the city of Miami. Residential streets, a very tense situation there as police pursue this vehicle. You can see it's the red vehicle. 7 Skyforce is trained here on this vehicle, and the driver is not stopping, going through red lights into oncoming traffic, it appears at this time. A very dangerous situation. Another update on the area he's at. This is 72nd Street and 17th Avenue in the city of Miami. As you can see, he's going through appears to be possible a driver, man or woman, going through the intersection there, passing a county bus, a cruiser there hot on his trail, now making a left. Again, this is in the area of 72nd Street and 17th Avenue there in the city of Miami. Going on to residential streets now as this pursuit continues. Again, we don't know why the pursuit is underway, why police are following this driver, male or female. We don't know at this hour, but they are hot on the trail of this person. The 7 News desk has several calls out to try to figure this one out, but again, this is a red Mercury that police are pursuing in the area of 81st Street now and 18th Avenue. The driver does not stop, and as you can see, there is a cruiser close on his tail, now turning right. That's a city of Miami police officer right behind him, making a right here. This again is in the area of 81st Terrace and 18th Avenue. 7 Skyforce will continue to be on this scene as this man weaves through traffic in the city of Miami, trying to elude police. As you can see, another officer just came in there trying to stop him, but he is speeding up, it appears. This again is now at 22nd Avenue, northbound in the area of the city of Miami. High rates of speed on these residential and side streets as this man or woman, the driver, passes all vehicles near him. 7 Skyforce is going to continue to train on these on this picture, and as we monitor and what he does next. Again, this is 22nd Avenue and Bird Road, now at 92nd Street and 22nd Avenue in northwest Miami-Dade. Now moving from the city of Miami to northwest Miami-Dade. As you can see, at least 3 units are behind this vehicle at this hour, trying to get him to stop. Hasn't, and this is high rates of speed. There's a school bus on the other side of the road there as this driver, man or woman, blows through red lights, stop signs at a high rate of speed. Again, both the city of Miami and it appears now northwest Miami-Dade police are pursuing this vehicle. Doesn't appear to stop there as he makes a right-hand turn as this chase continues across South Florida. Again, the latest information we have now is 103rd Street going eastbound at 103rd Street in northwest Miami-Dade. So he appears to go eastbound, possibly towards I-95 at this time, but still on these side streets, and 103rd Street is the area he's at right now. High rates of speed, lots of traffic, and we'll see what he does here. Goes through this intersection, doesn't stop, makes a left there, and we'll get an update on what street he's on now. But this continues here on the streets of South Florida at this hour. A high-speed chase across South Florida, northwest Miami-Dade. The latest information, he's at 17th Avenue and 103rd Street now. So this pursuit continues. At least 3 units behind him, both Miami-Dade police as well as the city of Miami, blowing through that intersection right there. Again, this is a red Mercury. We don't know why police are chasing the vehicle at this time. We have those calls in to the 7 News Desk. They're trying to figure that out. Again, the latest information, 17th Avenue and 103rd Street. The front right tire is low on the suspect car. That's the information that the 7 News Desk has just received. Now making a right, blowing through intersections and not stopping. As you can see here, he goes through a highway. He's going through on a high rate of speed. Now he's on 119th Street going eastbound. Eastbound, 119th Street in the center lane there. Police hot on his trail. At times when we've done these stories before, police, and going onto the sidewalk there, a police officer then trying to stop in front of him, the driver then getting back into the lanes of traffic, now going through another intersection there. This is 119th Street going eastbound at this hour. Now he's going into a turn lane. It appears he's going to turn, didn't make a U-turn there. Trying to make a U-turn, now going into a parking lot. This seems to be a dead end, and the driver there just crashed there into a wall, it appears. Police officers now out with their guns surrounding this vehicle. The driver is coming out with his hands up. You can see his hands up there. Police have a dog hot there on his trail. They are ordering him to get out of the vehicle. He appears to have gotten back into the vehicle. Now an officer is there, looked to be trapped. Now he's gotten back into the vehicle. He has gotten back into the vehicle. The dogs are now in the vehicle trying to get this man to stop. An officer there was in, it appeared to be danger as this man backed out trying to get away. This is a very, very tense situation. Again, we remind all our viewers, this is live television at this hour. Anything can unfold. This is live pictures. Again, this man appeared to stop. Now he appears to be getting out of the vehicle. We do not know how he is now out of the vehicle. Police, as you can see, have surrounded him. They are attempting to put him into custody at this hour. Again, they had a dog there in the vehicle at one point, and that is when the driver appeared to get back in the vehicle and reverse. We don't know if he was injured or shot in any of this, but this man is now in custody. It was definitely a tense situation there. This has ended in the area of northwest Miami-Dade. And the suspect, as you saw there in the live pictures, was backing up and appeared to put officers there in danger. As you can see, there appeared to be at least a dozen officers around this man as this chase comes to an end. Again, live pictures from northwest Miami-Dade. We still don't know why police were pursuing this man, but as you can see, they appear to be taking him off now. He's behind the tree there. Again, this started in the area of downtown Miami, has wound its way throughout the South Florida streets. It ended at 119th Street and 11th Avenue in North Miami. As you can see, this man now being put in a police car there. Again, this came to an end a short time ago when he crashed into a wall, then got back into the vehicle and officers then put a dog there into the vehicle, and they were able to get him into custody. Again, this transpired throughout the streets of South Florida. It has ended at 119th Street and 11th Avenue in North Miami. And you watched it all unfold here on 7 News, and you can see just how many officers are here in this area. You can see plenty of the police officers from several agencies from both the city of Miami and Miami-Dade. Again, it was this red Mercury that police were pursuing from the city of downtown Miami. It ended in North Miami. Again, a short time ago, the man is being either taken to jail at this hour or whether he needs to be checked out after being injured by that dog to the police department there. Again, we don't have a reference why police were pursuing the vehicle, but no doubt a tense situation throughout South Florida here in Southwest Miami-Dade. We're going to keep 7 Skyforce there as this situation continues to unfold. Again, this is 119th Street and 11th Avenue in North Miami. We may have some video to show you as this chase ended. If we can cue that up, we'll. Okay, here's the end of the chase. Again, this happened a few minutes ago. This man hits a barricade there. He gets out of the vehicle. You'll be able to see him with his hands there on his in the air, and that is when he gets back in the vehicle. He'll get back in the vehicle as police surround this red Mercury with dogs as well. And here's the incident that put an officer in danger. As the driver backs out, the officer there and the dog have to get out of the way quickly. And there you'll see the dog jump there into the Mercury, and that is when the suspect is taken into custody a short time ago. Again, this ended at 119th Street and 11th Avenue in North Miami. The suspect now is either being taken to the hospital or to jail at this hour. So again, a wild pursuit throughout the streets of South Florida. Plenty of police, both from the city of Miami and Miami-Dade, there on the scene. Following this red Mercury across South Florida, it went from the city of Miami, northwest Miami-Dade, and then ended here in North Miami a short time ago. Again, 119th Street and 11th Avenue in North Miami. The suspect, we are trying to figure out where he is being taken at this time or why police were pursuing him. But the red vehicle there is the one that police were pursuing throughout the streets here in throughout the South Florida streets. You just saw the Miami-Dade police chopper there that was on the scene. And this is from a short time ago. As police were pursuing this vehicle, high rates of speed at time. This man was going through intersections, going at a high rate of speed throughout intersections across South Florida. Police from both Miami and Miami-Dade were hot on his trail. And of course, we have several 7 News reporters going to the end of this situation at 119th Street and 11th Avenue, where this ended. Of course, we will have a full report coming up on 7 News first at 4 throughout the day here. So you'll want to stay with us as we continue, and we're going to send you back to regular programming now. Stay with us for the latest here on 7.
And the wild chase came to an even wilder end just outside a packed restaurant. The Night TV's Alex DePrado is live at that scene in northwest Miami-Dade. Alex?
Well, Craig, tonight it is a club. As you can see, the lights are on. By day, this place is a restaurant. This man came around this corner right here and then went into this alley in an effort to avoid police. He smashed right there into that dumpster. He was wanted for stabbing his girlfriend. The high-speed chase doesn't end until the man makes a wrong turn and slams into a dumpster. Cops, their guns drawn, surround the red Nissan Altima. The man gets out of the car with his hands up, but when an officer with a canine approaches, he gets back in and puts the car in reverse. An officer on the passenger side with another K9 has to move quickly to avoid being sandwiched between the car and the parked Jeep. As the driver backs up, he slams into a Miami-Dade police squad car. Officers then send a K9 into the car. A second K9 moves in, but latches on and bites the leg of the other police dog.
I just hear the crash.
The chase and takedown happened next to Canaquito Restaurant at Northwest 11th Avenue and 119th Street. Patricia Martinez and her 6-month-old daughter were eating on the outdoor patio.
That guy's crazy. That was dangerous.
Another customer ran.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We were on the way. I went inside the bathroom because that's a safety play that I think about.
Police say they used restraint in not opening fire. They identified the suspect as 34-year-old Keith Michelle.
When that subject put that car in reverse, they could have easily shot him.
2 officers were injured and treated after being struck by the vehicle. Despite the bite, police say neither K9 was seriously injured. The high-speed chase began in downtown Miami. The Miami police chief released a video statement.
During the course of that pursuit, 2 Miami police officers discharged their firearms at Northeast 1st Avenue and 9th Street. However, no one was struck.
Police say the driver who tried to outrun them was wanted for stabbing his girlfriend in Lauderhill on Thursday night. The man will now have to answer charges for the stabbing as well as the hot pursuit. The victim's girlfriend is in serious condition in the hospital tonight, and we can also tell you the suspect is charged with attempted murder. Other charges for this chase will no doubt be added. We're live in Northwest Miami-Dade. I'm Alex DePrado, 7 News.
Involved with an incident with a police officer. They pursued that motorcycle. That motorcycle driver joined up with another motorcycle driver. There was a crash on the entrance to the turnpike. In the meantime, the second driver, the driver the police officers wanted to stop, is now leading the police on a chase that has come all the way north on the turnpike up here to just past Sunset Drive here. You can see the bicycle driver there getting off the roadway now. Joey's going to be turning, coming southbound towards us here on the feeder road that's on the east side of the turnpike here, and he's trying to elude police. We understand that there is an aviation unit that is down below us there following this motorcycle as it now leads the Miami-Dade Police Department on a chase that has now lasted probably about 8 or 9 minutes, starting down around, I'm trying to remember the addresses they were given out, like 299th Street and 157th Avenue is where the original incident occurred. But you can see the traveling at a high rate of speed here, trying to elude police officers going directly underneath us now, Joe. It's going to be going southbound. I'm going to put this address here at approximately 116th Avenue. Yeah, 116th Avenue and just a little bit north of Sunset Drive. Again, a motorcycle driver who's wanted by the police for an involvement in some kind of an assault and or battery on a police officer is being pursued now by the Miami-Dade Police Department, has turned and gone westbound now. This is westbound on, let me see if I can get an address for you going westbound here, right off of 90, I'm getting that is 95th Avenue here, or 95th Street, passing another person on a motorcycle going westbound. Let's see here. We're going to bring the camera back out and see if we have any officers in pursuit right in this area. But this is all taking place, as we said, about the last 10 or 15 minutes. This motorcycle driver was involved in some kind of altercation with a police officer down in South Dade. Fled from the police officers. They put a number of units in the area down there around 299th Street to 312th Street, along 157th Avenue to 137th Avenue. They were able to spot this motorcycle and the driver, and another motorcycle and driver joined this person on the bike here. Police officers using lights and sirens tried to get these guys to stop. One of them crashed his vehicle at the entrance to the turnpike, and as you can see now, he's trying to evade police here, now coming northbound here on the west side of the turnpike. We'll get you an address here just momentarily. Along, I see it's 81st Street and about 97th Avenue or so. Again, this all happening, as we said, I know we're getting a little redundant here, about 10 minutes ago, but police are saturating the area trying to get the driver of this motorcycle to stop. All right, we're going to just stay with it, I guess. We're watching now as the driver Not quite the high rate of speed that he was. At one point, they estimated he was doing maybe between 90 and 95 on the turnpike when he was coming northbound. Now he's on the regular streets here, not on a highway, but he still keeps glancing over his shoulder, looking back to try to see where the police are. I'm going to bring the camera back out here a little bit and see if we could see any officers in his direct area around him. And right now, we're not seeing any as we continue to follow this, what was a police pursuit here coming up on an intersection here. We'll get an intersection for you momentarily. Okay, I'm being told now by our pilot, Joe Mancino, that the Metro helicopter, I can see him out my left window now. He's down at about 300 feet. There's a police car right behind him. There you go. There's a police officer following the vehicle. Now we're going back eastbound here, and now you can see the speed with which the motorcycle can achieve there as we bring the camera way back out here. But he's zipping between traffic now, between lanes of traffic, as a matter of fact, here, trying to elude these Miami-Dade police officers as they continue to follow him. Let me just see what we've got right here coming up here. We've got an intersection with a stoplight. He's going to go right between the two vehicles. Yeah, he's coming up by Kendall Regional Hospital. That'll give you an idea of where we are. That'd be about 41st Street, but on the west side of the hospital. So that puts it anywhere between, let's see, about 117th, around 117th Avenue or so. So the northbound in that area here, in between the vehicles, but he is being followed by the helicopter right now. So the helicopter is giving instructions. You can see police officer coming on the opposite lanes of traffic now. They're using, appears to be a single vehicle to follow this motorcycle as it goes right underneath us, Joe. Hang on here, let's see where he ends up here. Going southbound at a high rate of speed now, trying to elude the police. And we want to take a second here as we cover this live event here and remind our viewers at home that this is live television, and we don't know what's going to happen here. We don't know the situation as it's going to unfold. It is raw and unedited, and we always give that cautionary warning to our viewers.
And if you're just now joining us, you're taking a look right now. We've got 7 Skyforce over the scene of a live police chase in Homestead. As you can see, this chase has been going on for about 10 or 15 minutes here, and we're told that it's a motorcyclist. There was actually 2 motorcyclists involved. Homestead police were conducting some type of operation when this happened. There's some type of assault on a police officer. The first motorcyclist actually crashed. They do have him. The second one has been going throughout here. We're told right now it's near Kendall Regional Hospital there. And he has been going at a good rate of speed. This has been going on for about 10 or 15 minutes. Again, this motorcyclist, there was 2 of them, were wanted on some type of assault on a police officer. As you can see, it's a single car chase. Police officers chasing this motorcyclist. Again, this is happening in Homestead live. And again, it's been going on for about 15 to 20 minutes now. We do have 7 Skyforce there over the scene. Yes, Ralph.
I'll bring you up to speed here a little bit. We are not in Homestead anymore. We have moved on, and we are now in the area of Kendall Regional Hospital, 41st Street and about 117th Avenue. He's just outside the property there of the hospital now, coming around a parking lot. He has managed to elude the Miami-Dade Police Department here so far, at least on the ground. You see him now turning dangerously, cutting across traffic and turning to the west, and going westbound now here on 41st Street. So he's going to be west of the turnpike here, going in between the rows of traffic here, through an intersection here, oncoming traffic now making a right-hand turn and going westbound around 122nd Avenue, we believe here. Now I'm being told, actually, is it eastbound or northbound? Northbound now, and it is northbound here. As we said earlier, we were on another story down in Homestead, a police operation down south, when we heard a police officer say that his vehicle had just been struck and or hit by a motorcycle, and the driver of that motorcycle then refused to stop. He asked for assistance, and in the course of about 10 minutes, they had a number of police officers saturate the area down around 312th Street and 157th Avenue to 137th Avenue. They spotted this motorcycle driver and his vehicle and his motorcycle, and also spotted another motorcycle and driver. They appeared to be riding in tandem at that point, and they were efforting to get onto the turnpike, and at the entrance to the turnpike around, I want to say that it was off of 157th Avenue, the second driver fell off of his motorcycle, crashed his motorcycle. Now you can see how fast they were going to be going here. Look at this. This has got to be in excess of 100 miles an hour right here as he's zipping along here. But in the meantime, they were able to get an aviation unit out of Tamiami Airport. Actually, it's Executive Airport now. I stand corrected. And he launched, and he got up in the air very, very quickly, and with the directions from the ground units was able to spot it. And he's down below now with a full tank of fuel, and he's just going to follow the motorcycle driver until they're able to either this guy runs out of gas, has an accident, and/or police bring him in to get him to stop. Obviously, a very dangerous situation here on the streets here. Putting other people's pedestrians and civilians who are just driving around minding their own business at risk. That's the only commentary we'll make from here. But we are watching this live here on WSVN as this motorcycle pursuit continues through the streets of Miami.
And again, if you're just now joining us, we do have 7 Skyforce over the scene of a live police chase going on right now in southwest Miami-Dade. Take a look at this motorcyclist going in excessive speeds of up to 100 miles per hour, weaving through traffic, putting all kinds of drivers and pedestrians at risk. Now, again, this chase has been going on for about 15 to 20 minutes now. It actually started, as we heard Ralph tell us, in Homestead with police conducting some type of operation. This guy gave chase. There was some type of a motorcyclist hitting a police car. 2 motorcyclists were involved as they were heading towards the turnpike. Ralph was telling us that one of those motorcyclists crashed at the turnpike. This one, though, however, still giving chase as police are trying to catch up to him.
Ashley, right now we're coming up, just to give you an address update now, we are, the motorcycle driver is coming up on the Tamiami Trail going northbound on one of the avenues here. I want to put this avenue probably about 137th Avenue, maybe a little bit farther west here, but he's going northbound, as you said, continues to go at a high rate of speed, looking over his shoulder, glancing over his shoulder every couple of minutes, looking back at the police officers. The police helicopter is still down below us following, giving direction to the ground units on how to intercept. They're imagine trying to come up with a plan on how to get this guy to stop. Let's see here, he's going around traffic here now. He's going to be going into an apartment complex, a shopping center. He's ducked into a shopping center here. Let's see where he ends up going here. Back behind the shopping center in an alley behind homes, single-family homes, and he might be thinking about getting ready to bail out and go on foot. Not 100% sure about that, but he is pulling into an area where you see a backyard and a fence there and a swimming pool. See if we can see where he is. It looks like he's off the motorcycle now. Yep, he's off the motorcycle. Right there, he's taking his helmet off. You can see he's wearing a gray shirt, khaki pants, khaki shorts. Police officers from Miami-Dade are saturating the area. He's appears to be trying to stash or lock up the bike, continually looking over his shoulder. Let me steady the camera here a little bit. Sorry about that. So the chase portion of involved in there, he's going to go over the fence there. He's over a fence and into the backyard of a house here. A police helicopter there zooming through the shot there. So we're just going to hang on these 2 buildings right here. It looks like he's gone over another building. We see a dog or a cat. He's now climbed a fence, and this is going to become a foot pursuit here as he goes over a fence in a little neighborhood community here just off of the trail. He's going through the neighborhoods now. You can see on foot. Bring the camera back out here and see if we can keep up with him. He just walked over and he's in the backyard of that house right there. I believe he's hiding. Yeah, the police. You can see the police helicopter there. I think he knows that he's in a bad way because police are not going to lose him from up above now. He's got his hands raised, or does he have his hand raised? No, he's just walking out into the middle of the street. I think he's thinking the better of it. He's laying down. Let's bring the camera back out and see if we have a police officer. He's complying with orders from somebody, or he's putting himself on the ground there to let the officers know that he's not a threat to anybody. There's the police officer responding out here, telling the guy to stay on the ground. He's going to pull out his handcuffs here. going to probably check him too to make sure that he's not carrying any weapons or anything like that. And now he's on his radio telling him that the subject is in custody, giving the address to other officers so they can arrive here on the scene. So from start to finish, probably maybe less than 20 minutes or so from a chase that started down in Homestead and came all the way up the turnpike here at a very high rate of speed, and then through the streets, disregard for the traffic signals, the traffic indicators and lights and things like that, and police officers with lights and sirens trying to get him to stop. He finally bails off the motorcycle and is now in police custody. That's our story here in Skyforce HD. I'm Ralph Raven reporting live.
All right, if you're just now joining us, that man has now surrendered to the police. What has been about a 20-minute live chase we've been bringing you here from 7 Skyforce, which began in Homestead. It is now finished up here in Southwest Miami-Dade. The man finally parking that motorcycle, trying to flee on foot. He ran through some backyards and he jumped over some fences. Then he finally decided to just lay down in the road and surrender, putting his hands behind his back. As you can see, the police are now taking him into custody. But again, this was something that happened in Homestead involving 2 motorcyclists. One did crash. The other one kept going, giving a very dangerous chase there through the streets, going at excessive miles per hour, about 100 miles an hour at some point, putting pedestrians and drivers there at risk. But again, he finally did park that motorcycle and he locked it up, as we saw, and he started jumping over fences and running through yards here in residential areas. But as you can see, he finally laid down in the road. He put his hands behind his back, and the police were able to take him into custody. Fortunately, nobody was hurt in this. That is some good news in all of this. But again, a very dangerous live chase that we have been showing you throughout the streets, starting in Homestead, going through residential areas at very high speeds. And again, the police were chasing him on the ground, but also they had their police chopper in the sky to give directions to the police there on the ground so they could locate him. And now, as you see, they have him in custody, and the bike has been put in a lock. Again, he is now in that police car. Ralph?
Yeah, I have to say that the police officers at this scene appeared to be a little more affable in the takedown here. Obviously, the adrenaline is flowing when your police officers and law enforcement folks get involved with something like this, and the takedown there seemed pretty pedestrian. We did notice that on the other scene where the crash occurred, the crash that occurred at the entrance to the turnpike down south involving the other motorcycle driver, the police officers appeared to be a little bit more animated. That's just an observation on our part to what was going on. So again, we had 2 motorcyclists involved in what was a pursuit and/or chase involving the Miami-Dade Police Department. It started down south in South Dade. It came northbound all the way up here and ended. I want to look at the GPS here and tell you we're at 14th Street. 14th Street and 139th place is the address where these police officers are now. We got when we do these kind of reports up here, we're watching a monitor about 90% of the time, and when you look outside, it's kind of sometimes you're surprised at exactly where you've ended up. But this is an event that took place here. The subject that they wanted to stop has finally stopped and is in custody, in police custody right now. And as we get more information, obviously we'll get it back to you. I'm going to toss it back to you.
Yeah, and again, we're showing you live pictures of that police chase. It's been going on for about 20 minutes. As you can see, they do have that motorcyclist in custody, but for 20 minutes, so a very dangerous chase, which again began in South Dade, ending up there, as you just heard Ralph say, at 14th Street and 139th place. Again, that man going at very excessive speeds, weaving in and out of traffic, putting drivers and pedestrians in residential areas in a lot of danger there. Fortunately, the good news is nobody was hurt in this. That man did park his motorcycle. He took off his helmet, as we all saw, locked up his motorcycle, and then jumped the fence, started running through some backyards, jumping over other fences. He tried to hide, it looked like behind a tree at one point. He finally realized he was cornered. He came out into the street. He laid down, face down, put his hands behind his back to let police officers know he was not a threat. And they were able to very safely take him into custody and put him into their car there, showing you back again the live pictures of the police. They're taking that man into custody. The other man who was on the other motorcycle, he crashed earlier. We showed you the scene there. Again, there is that man as well. He is also being arrested. Both of these men, the Homestead police were conducting some type of operation. We are told these men were wanted on some type of an assault on a police officer.
Police officers not only on the ground, but an aviation unit, a police chopper that was following, would not, just doggedly following this guy. He finally just gave up, laid down on the ground, and police officers who were in the area spotted him, took him into custody without any kind of fanfare there. They are now processing the scene, and they're obviously going to have to, because it's not multi-jurisdictional, but it is, there are a bunch of different districts that are involved in this, because they put the dispatch out on a bunch of frequencies here so that everybody in the area could hear as this chase moved northbound. They actually had at one point called in the Kendall units, and they were about ready to call the Doral units to let them know that they had a chase coming northbound on the turnpike, and of course they let the Florida Highway Patrol know that that's also taking place. But it was happening at such a high rate of speed. The only vehicles that could really keep up, or only assets that could keep up, were the police helicopter and Skyforce HD, and we did, and you saw the chase unfold here live from start to finish. You saw the takedown here live, and as Ashley said, the good news here, as far as we know, there were no civilians injured. Police officers are all fine. I think the other driver of this second motorcycle that crashed down at the entrance of the turnpike might have a little bit of a road rash, but that's pretty much the wrap on the story from our end here. That's our story here in Skyforce HD. I'm going to throw it back to you guys.
All right, and again, if you're just now joining us, that is the end there of the motorcyclist police chase that we have been bringing you the last 20 minutes. This has been going on. Again, it involved two motorcyclists. One crashed near the turnpike. The second one parked the motorcycle. He fled on foot. He eventually decided to surrender, laying down there, right there in the street at 14th Street and 139th Place. As you can see, put his hands behind his back, and they were able to take him into custody. We'll bring you more today at noon.
This has been a 7 News Special Report. We now rejoin regularly scheduled programming.